All right, what is up, YouTube? First of all, we had some flooding in our basement, so please don't mind the mess here. But I wanted to show you something I've been working on. I got a leaf rake system. It's kind of like the agrifab that you pull behind your mower, and I needed to hook this thing up for my mower, but I didn't want it to be permanently mounted because I lose my chute, right? If you're not hooked up to the thing, then you're struggling. So I want to show you this really quick and easy fix. So this whole thing is universal, and you got to cut it all out. But I took the mounting plate that comes with it. This is just off of Amazon. I took the mounting plate that comes with it that normally goes under it. So this little groove right here, you can see that it's raised up, is typically where that thing goes under. But I went to Lowe's, and I got this gigantic hinge here, cool enough for my particular BadBoy Magnum MZ here. I think it's a 2021 or something like that. Those holes were already right. You can see they're staggered. These three holes were exactly the ones I didn't have to do any changing to my deck, which is super cool. But that thing is huge. You can see it goes up way up in there. So there's another bolt that I put there, but there's a place like way up in, and I'll show you from the outside. So this bracket comes all the way down to like right here. So there's so much stability underneath this. I did have to drill this. Sorry, these holes were already in this plate, so I also did not change the plate that came with this. But I did have to make the hole a little bigger on this one to get the bolt through and lined up. But because this is a slot here, those holes were already lined up to what is in the original, hinge. So that was pretty cool. Not a lot of extra work there. I had to lower this one down. You can see the hole was there because I usually stagger those on a hinge to make them stronger. So I had to re-drill this one. And then we were pretty much golden. I also, because I didn't want to change this plate, I also, when I sat it on there, I re-drilled all the way through. So I don't know if you can see it or not from here, but I re-drilled that hole as well, and just threw the most gigantic washer on the planet. Everything's stainless steel, ironically, except for the bolts that actually came on the deck. These are the original mounting bolts. I kept those because that's a squared hole so that they don't turn. At some point, maybe I'll swap those out. But these are 7-gauge steel decks on these bad boys, the lower end residential ones like I have, and they are just stout as can be. Glad I didn't have to do any drilling in that. If this helps you any, I'm glad. I didn't see anything online for these bad boys to accept one of these things. That's a 6-inch hose that comes in here. But this particular model was able to also take an 8-inch hose, which is super cool. So a few things I'm still working on is I got to get a new clamp, because I got a 6-inch clamp. Don't do that. Get a little bit bigger clamp, and it'll go down to that 6 inches. It was too big. The clamp was too small for that. And I don't have much information for you on the model number on what that particular chute was, but I will say to you, it came with like a bajillion different directions on, because this was all solid, so you had to cut all of these out. And as you can see, I'm not fantastic at that. It turned out okay. It's set up a little higher than it normally would because I've got this whole hinge underneath it. If I wanted to, I could certainly put some weather stripping, which might not last that long, but I could put something up underneath there. If you got an idea what that might be, we can put in the comments. I did feel a little blowback on this side, and so I may do something. What I could do is I could put a spacer in here and just put a bolt right through this that just goes through here and here. And if I put a spacer on that, that would push that down for me and just get a little bit closer to the deck. But otherwise, I'm super happy with it. Oh, the best part though, is when I don't want to use it, it's not touching wheel, it's not anything, and it's weighted just enough with that hinge to sit back out of the way. And I can just shoot, rocks and dirt and kids' toys and all that kind of stuff. You can launch that stuff for miles. My boys were playing with my muffs here, so I'll stick those on the old bucketto. See you, YouTube. Hope that helps a little bit. Helped me a bunch to find a solution. Thanks. Bye.